Welcome to the Roving Reporter segment of Impact, where we spotlight special events and organizations in and around the capital region. This week, we're spotlighting breast cancer awareness. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we are here at the Y to discuss the role that exercising can play in the lives of women diagnosed with this disease.
As a fitness professional, I would recommend that women try to live a healthy lifestyle, try to maintain a low-fat diet, and also know your family history. Know whether or not you're at risk. Women who have mothers, sisters, or daughters who have been diagnosed with breast cancer have double chances of getting breast cancer themselves. Also, a little bit of prevention, doing self-breast exams, and also for women who are over the age of 40 to have a mammogram done at least one every year or every other year.
There was no external signs,
Exactly.
There was no family history, no reason to believe that I would be 1 out of 7 women who have breast cancers.
Leanna Leffler is a mom and a teacher who's undergoing breast cancer treatment. How did you find out that you had breast cancer?
I went for my yearly mammogram almost to the date. They called me back and said, we need to take another picture, which had not happened before, but I was assured that that happens frequently. And I was told I needed to have a biopsy.
Wow.
So I quickly found out where I could get a biopsy. Within 2 weeks of my first mammogram, found out that in fact I did have breast cancer.
Good.
Fortunately, I was put on a great path through connections that I had with a surgeon. And she was the first person I met with. And she said, you're going to see an oncologist, a plastic surgeon, and a radiologist to make an informed decision about what you would like to do.
Okay.
At that point, I also had an MRI. And I was in the sequence of having those appointments when I had the MRI, and there was a shadow, a second shadow in the MRI. And I decided at that point that even though a lumpectomy and radiation would be sufficient, that that wasn't, that was unsettling for me.
What was the support, or what did you cling to throughout this process?
Information.
Okay.
I just did a lot of networking, talking to people. I thought, I'm on this path. I need to find out who is the most highly recommended to go to, and had a lot of questions and information to ask the different specialists that I saw. Every specialist and doctor that I saw assured me that whatever path I went, that I was in great shape and I would be okay with that path.
I think anytime that you're faced with a health crisis, the better shape that you're in at that time, the more benefit you have to being able to fight that.
I feel excellent. I'm really pleased that I went that route. Okay. There was actually a third very tiny spot that was not detected through mammograms, through MRIs. Radiation may have addressed it, but the surgery seemed like it was going to be very, very challenging, and in fact it was not. Within 2 weeks I felt like I was almost back to normal.
In Leanna's case, she was in such great shape that it gave her the tools to be able to kind of take on the treatment and everything that she was being faced with. She was stronger and able to handle that going forward.
I feel so fortunate that I was able, prior to all of this happening, to be in great shape. And I came here regularly, and every doctor that I met with, had said, you're in great physical shape, and that's going to play a major role in how you recover. And I've kept moving throughout it. Of course, not to the degree that I could before, but even if it was just a walk, I've managed to just keep going, because throughout all of this, I've realized what being healthy has played a role in recovering from this.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and there are many women out there today who will, before the end of this month, get that notice or that call from the doctor saying, you need to come back for another test. What advice would you give to these women?
To stay strong, to be positive, to keep moving, to gather as much information as you can, to network, to rely on those around you, and to realize that, albeit it can be an extreme inconvenience, that's as far as you need to let it go, by keeping all of those together and just don't wait for answers. Be aggressive, find them out.
I hope this piece served as a reminder how important it is for us to go and get our annual breast exam. Thank you for watching the Roving Reporter segment of Impact. I'm Huldah Thompson. See you next time.
Proctors, bringing the best in arts, education, and entertainment.